All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here today to discuss about Monday Night Raw, March 1st, 2021 review. Give me 1 second to turn off my Xbox One here. I'm going to say a few things about this episode and I'm going to cut it short because I told you guys last week I wouldn't be doing any more Raw episodes. I may do SmackDown episodes depending on if I can do them or not, because from what I've heard and what I've seen, I actually like what I see on the SmackDown side of things than I do on Raw. And SmackDown is only 2 hours instead of 3, which should be the normal amount of time that a weekly episode should be, is 2 hours. And I got to admit, what they did with The Miz was downright pathetic. They made the man chicken out in defending his title multiple times. He was supposed to face him at the second hour of the show at 9 o'clock. He started getting stomach cramps and being nervous, so he didn't get to show up at that matchup. So that match didn't occur, so they postponed it for another hour at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock comes up, he comes into the ring, and he's supposed to defend the title. He runs off like a little bitch and gets counted out. So he retains the title, but Bobby Lashley wins the match, granting him another matchup with The Miz. We then have, as the last match, Miz defending the title against Bobby Lashley. Now, I was thinking, and this was going to be, if Miz doesn't show up, he's going to be stripped of the championship, and Bobby Lashley becomes the new WWE champion, which I like that idea. What I thought they were going to do is do a false count anywhere match, no holds barred type of match, and instead they did a lumberjack match. I don't know why they went with the lumberjack idea. I think that was a terrible idea. Miz looked fucking pathetic. He made JBL look like the best WWE champion that ever lived. And JBL was one of those guys that was a con man playing a political role, politician type of character. Had a cabinet, group of guys that were working beside him to help him keep his championship. But he always stood up for himself as well. Yes, he took dirty tricks and, found shortcuts to win matches and so forth, or getting help from others. But he always stood up and brawled with his opponents. Miz looked like a bitch. It was the worst WWE Championship match I have ever seen in my life. And that's a stretch, because I guarantee you there's been some other horrible WWE Championship matches over the years of time of wrestling in WWE where they've been terrible. But this was the worst fucking match I ever seen. I don't care Bobby Lashley won the fucking title. I'm thankful, though, that he did, because if we would have seen Bobby Lashley as the WWE, not the WWE champion, and we would have seen him as the loser to this match, boy, oh boy, would people fucking be pissed. But that all said and done, okay, Bobby Lashley is our new WWE champion on WWE. Thank God. Now, what's the next step? My idea is real simple. We get Bobby Lashley to go against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus had an excellent matchup that could have been used on Fastlane to grant him a number one contenders match for WrestleMania. But let's get real, guys. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre has already been done. These guys have not been... Drew McIntyre has been losing the title, winning it back type of bullshit. You can't use him for WrestleMania. And they've already had a match last year in 2020. I don't think they need to do that. I think they can have the rematch, though, at Fastlane. It'd be a good idea. Drew McIntyre ends up being short. Bobby Lashley retains the title clean. No bullshit shenanigans or anything that costs Drew McIntyre from winning the title. And then we get Brock Lesnar, not Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar to show up at the end of the show on Fastlane and stand toe-to-toe, face-to-face with Bobby Lashley himself. And Raw next week, the next night, Raw, we have Brock Lesnar show up by himself. No Paul Heyman, no bullshit, just himself alone. Cutting his own promos, saying his own stick, and doing his own thing. And we lead this to WrestleMania where Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley have an MMA fight. Not fixed. No fixed ending. No nothing. These guys go in the middle of that ring and beat the holy hell out of each other in an MMA fight. And the winner gets to hold the championship in a legit fight. These guys are two trained MMA fighters. They know how to do MMA. Get them to do something real in the ring. We got to see Floyd Mayweather and Big Show do something in a fixed fight. And Mayweather plowed him right in the fucking mouth with brass knucks on his hand. And literally hit him. And bruised his entire face. And I think he also broke his fucking jaw. At WrestleMania 24 in 2008. Okay? We got that, and that was a fixed match, and it had to be because Big Show is a way taller guy, and Mayweather is a very small dude. So, with that alone, that was understandable. These two guys are the same height, they're the same weight, everything, and they're in the same weight class because Bobby Lashley used to fight in heavyweight. So, these two guys would work perfectly in a real, legit MMA fight in the middle of a WWE ring for the WWE Championship. I think that would be the greatest idea ever. A match set up that is not fixed. Nobody knows who's going to win what. And these two guys legitimately beat the fucking shit out of each other. We could even get a legit MMA referee to conduct this fight instead of one of your normal everyday WWE referees and bring someone in that has actually refereed an MMA fight. I think that would be cool as fuck. Shane McMahon could conduct the whole entire thing. I mean, granted, let's be real. We're seeing Shane McMahon pop on fucking TV recently, doing stuff, conducting and making matches occur on this show. So, why not have Shane McMahon have some involvement with this match between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley? They make the fucking whole Raw Underground bullshit come to life in a positive way here for Shane McMahon. Only we wouldn't have any of that bullshit. We just have these two guys compete in an MMA fight that's for real, taking that underground shit and making it bullshit and nobody even fucking remembering that crap. And us get a real legit fight. These two guys can do that and give us a real fight. Now, granted, how long will it last? We don't know. We really don't. That's the fun part about it. Maybe these two guys last for an entire, 5 rounds of 5 minutes. And do it like that if you want to do it that way. Or if you want to do 3 rounds in 5 minutes and have the championship on the line regardless. But that's my attitude and what I think they should do for WrestleMania's main event on the Raw side. We also had Randy Orton watch himself on a television set during a backstage interview of himself talking in an evil voice like as if he was possessed by the Fiend, telling him that he's going to pay for all of his sins and all the things he's done to all the people he's hurt. I thought it was very cool. Thought it was very interesting how they made his voice all altered and changed and very evil-like and whatnot. He ended up starting to throw up black blood again, which this time you don't see. Again, like I said, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus had a great opener to the show. Matt Riddle competed against Ali in a one-on-one match after the Lucha House Party beat Slapjack and Mace in a tag team matchup. And Ali won that match, which I wouldn't be against the idea of Ali versus Matt Riddle for the U.S. Championship at WrestleMania. I think that match would be really good. Who would win? I really wouldn't give a flying fuck, to be perfectly honest with you. I think either one of them winning would be fine with me. Let me see here. What else happened on this fucking fakakta show? We had Charlotte Flair beating fucking Shayna Baszler with natural selection at 1, 2, 3. Boy, as Shayna Baszler went from a fucking kick-ass chick in NXT, and now she's a fucking nothing in WWE. It's amazing how that just instantly happens in a blink of an eye. We also get an announcement by Charlotte Flair also. She's challenging for the Raw Women's title when Asuka comes back after she suffered a severe injury to her mouth. She got one of her teeth knocked out. She got a tooth knocked out of her face, which was very horrendous. I couldn't believe Shayna Baszler managed to do that and knock her fucking tooth out. She looked horrible. Feel bad for Asuka. I hope she's alright. So, what else did I forgot to mention on this crap show? Really nothing else on this show meant anything. I mean, really, the whole thing was just one big giant bullshit of bullshit. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Braun Strowman thinks Shane McMahon sucks. He thinks Shane McMahon's a puppeteer, and Adam Pearce is the puppet being played by Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon actually wants him to compete against the Hurt Business of Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander for the tag team titles to ultimately team with Adam Pearce. Shane McMahon also sounded like he was a little bit out of breath when he was doing this segment. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Maybe a lot of running on a treadmill or something. I have no idea. It looked kind of sweaty too when he got on TV. But point being is, Shane McMahon announced the match that it would be for the tag team titles, and it would be Braun Strowman and Adam Pearce. Braun Strowman's kicking the shit out of both of these guys, making the tag team division look even more pathetic than it already is. And he does a running power slam. And Shane McMahon screaming at him, "Tag Adam Pearce, he's done, tag him in." And he goes, "What the hell are you talking about? I could just pin him. What the fuck are you talking about tagging Adam Pearce?" Adam Pearce is standing there completely confused too. He's like, "What the fuck do I need to tag in for?" He's got it totally under control. So he says, "Fine, I'll tag him in." He tags Adam Pearce in. He gets rolled up by Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin gets the 1, 2, 3, and the Hurt Business retain their tag team titles. Okay, big deal. Braun Strowman then gets pretty pissed off. He acts like he's going to tear a new asshole into fucking Adam Pearce, and instead he turns his attention over to Shane McMahon. He says, "You know what, Shane, I think it's more you than Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce isn't the one that's causing all these problems for me. It's you. You're the asshole. And I ought to kick your fucking ass." And apparently this looks like this is turning into a build-up for WrestleMania, which I don't know why they would build a match between these two, because these two will not gel very well together. Shane McMahon's not going to be able to do anything spectacular here. If you're looking for a reenactment of the Big Show versus Shane McMahon in 2000 for Backlash in a last man standing match, you're not going to find that here. Okay, this is not 2000s anymore. Shane McMahon ain't in his early 30s. He's like in his mid 50s. I mean, give it a rest already. He doesn't need to wrestle. Shit. Personally, I think the guy should take a hiatus and stay gone from WWE television. Do what his old man's doing. Stay off TV. But bottom line, it looks like they may be building up towards that. I can't really think of anything else on the show that was all that interesting to me or even comes to mind. Shit. This was just a god-awful show with a terrible, terrible WWE Championship match. They couldn't even make The Miz look legitimate. They couldn't make him look legitimate. Have some fucking balls. You're gonna lose with some decency. Lose with dignity. Earn some respect. Fucking runs away 3 fucking times. Jesus Christ. He even tried to run away during the fucking WWE Championship match in the main event. In that lumberjack match. What a joke. I cannot believe how this company can take a WWE Championship match, and yeah, it was predictable. They could have made The Miz look good in defeat, and yet they decided to make him look like crap anyway, and look like a weak champion, and make the title devalued on top of it. When you do that, to me, it's a devalued championship. And let's face facts, the WWE Championship is nothing compared to the Universal title at this point. It seems like they've switched hands with each other. It seems like the Universal title is more important than the WWE title. Now that the WWE title's on Raw, and the Universal title's on SmackDown and on Fox. So it's just like, hey, fuck the WWE title. That was the real title of the heavyweight division, the main event scene. But now it's all about the Universal Championship. Folks, I do not get it. I don't know why. I really don't care at this point. I'm just thankful, at least at the end of the day, despite the fact that I consider this WWE Championship match the worst WWE Championship match of all time. At least they did the right thing and gave the damn title to Bobby Lashley. Because, dear God, if after all this they would have had Bobby Lashley lose, I would have been fucking pissed. Not that I'm not pissed at this anyway, at making The Miz look so fucking god-awful and pathetic. Making him worse than fucking JBL as WWE Champion. But, jeez Louise, they could have just done so much better for Miz's character instead of making him look like a chump. But anyway, guys, that's all I have to say on this review. It's a very short, sweet, to the point review. So leave your comments down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and hit the like button if you liked the video. And I thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.